all you say. You and your friends, who gossip in every day. But I want every day, sometimes I negative, sometimes it's another to be positive. Come to my house, what you eat and you drink. Go to money, what you got say about me. What did they say? And they cannot in the truth. And like be every day, that what we do. So no despite the better we can kick it out. Knocking glass, nobody can believe it. Yoko. Every day, don't want to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Every day, activity, something that we produce. Chill all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, yeah, let them use their play. Soon on tape, when chicken say, Coco Lioko, it's all classic. Fasting. Dawa every day activities. 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 We go the bank is upon another team. You are both okay. No more happening. How you need? Get my marvelous. Saka, I'm more than Saka. We won't get my home and you need to from my and what never back or let to see another day. So I have to celebrate. Never go by you, say the door, yeah. Never by you, get the door. My fool might be a one at you. The passer by your mother, the car, we are playing for my leave for one time. I step up on the one and they track it. I'm worried if one does it was say you. And it's your lead, well, my let me know if you say it, my body. You are chill, Shaka, Mobile, was it here more? Sunday, we call it Sunday. What's the different? When chicken say, Coco Lioko, it's all classic. Passing. Dawa every day activities. 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 Oh. If you're behind, I get you. Oh. The elephant, catch the elephant, want to start my hustle soon. As soon as they break, if it's your way, they carry us through. As soon as they break, give me pressure. As soon as they break, give me pressure. Give me one for two to cool my temper. As soon as they break, give me pressure. They break again, down what's outside. Somebody they steal and somebody they buy. Somebody they see, but the same person is buy. Dawa every day activities. 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 It's about musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see crime, don't hold it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take your lucky. Crime stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop crime for all of us.
Crown Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Sign.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So we start to talk. Come on, so going deep and deeper. Put in thought to Ichiki.
Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bushra Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512-379, 0777-512-379, or 0777-255-030, or email us Mayoba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride. A pleasant good morning and welcome to the August 21, 2023 edition of the program from the Pre-News on Freedom FM 87.9. I'm Wendell Nimne. I'm your lone presenter for now, hoping to join the rest of the team as we go through bringing you stories, making headlines in the print media. All right, today's edition, we will be taking a couple of stories from some online stories here this morning on the program from the Print News. All right, so if you're there, we want to say a pleasant good morning to you and welcome to this edition of the program from the Print News. We already have with us this morning, Gus just joined in, and so let's leave Liberia now and send controls to the USA. Gus, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Liberia. It's Gus Kwama. How are you today, my brother?
Well, I'm grateful for life and, healthy as you can see.
Uh, I see it. There.
Yeah.
God is grace. So,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Glad to be here. Another Monday. Start the week and see what the week brings us. Thank you.
All right, there's the voice of Gus Korma, and Gus and I, we are here for now, and so we will be running you through some stories. Let's take two stories from this. Let's see. It says Liberia, we are justifies exportation of electricity to Ivory Coast. Let's see the story in the wake of huge criticism from political opponents and critics. President George Weah has justified and outlined reasons for the move made by his government to engage into trading and exportation of electricity to neighboring Ivory Coast, despite limited supply to thousands of households in Monrovia and other parts adjacent. The Liberian leader is the standard bearer of the governing coalition for democratic change, who is seeking re-election in the ensuing October 10 general elections in Liberia. Last week, Liberia's Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel Tuer disclosed that the Liberian government is exporting electricity to Ivory Coast during the rainy season. However, his disclosure didn't go down well with opposition politicians and some citizens. They continue to question the that's the rationale behind the move made by the government in the base of unstable and the lack of electricity supply to thousands of households in Monrovia and its environs. But speaking on his regular campaign trail in Broville City, District Number 17, Montserrat County, over the weekend, President Weah disclosed that the Liberian government and its Ivorian counterparts are starting afresh to guarantee the provision of stable electricity to the country. He disclosed that the deal has commenced for the supply and exportation of electricity between the two nations due to a decision taken by his government to settle the arrears. That's the arrears previously owed the Ivorian government. He said the trading of power supply between the two nations is a simple mathematics that is not being clearly understood by the opposition. President Weah pointed out that the trade of energy supply to Ivory Coast is also intended to ensure that the neighboring country can aid Liberia when the post-conflict nation is in need of assistance in the future. And so that's the justification from the president by exporting electricity to Ivory Coast. President Weah pointed out that his government is upholding protocols signed with the Mano River Union and the Economic Community of West African States.
Yeah, I would like to elaborate on that a little bit at some point, but that's a good story.
Yeah. So again, I think we can take the final lines, and then we take another story, and then, like you said, we can elaborate more on this electricity issue. What Samuel Tuer explained to you. I remember when I was going to Abidjan on their Independence Day, they told me that the Liberian government was owing on the CLSG, and I said to them, I will go and discuss that. Luckily for me, I went to Abidjan and I said every money we owed, I will whip it so we can start new. This is why we are starting new and we have to respect the protocols. This is not politics. This is something that they did not do in 12 years. We are doing this so tomorrow, when we have issues, our neighboring countries can help us. He promised to extend the supply of electricity to other communities in District Number 17, Montserrat County, beginning this week. Speaking for the president, we urge citizens to be mindful of the opposition particularly the former ruling Unity Party, which is seeking for the presidency after serving the nation and its people for 12 years. He said Liberians should continue to build trust and confidence in his administration because their challenges are being addressed gradually. They want this position, presidency. They left, they want it back. So they will tell you all kinds of things. But what I can say, but what I can promise you is that I will work for you. You can trust me. I am doing everything to make sure we have electricity in our communities or solar lights. For 12 years, they didn't count from 1 or 17. They left it undone. We came and started from 1 to 17. We are doing everything bit by bit. He said Liberians should not allow themselves to be carried away by people who fail to develop themselves despite their prolonged stay in public service. President Weah, however, vowed to leave behind a legacy by ensuring that all roads are paved and more institutions are constructed in Liberia. He stressed that the harmonization of civil servants and other salaries by his government was intended to ensure that those working in offices are paid better wages as compared to others. He claimed that as a result of the harmonization scheme carried out, everybody working in the government is now happy. President Weah maintained that opposition politicians are only perplexed to replace him because he came from the street and became president of the Republic of Liberia and providing opportunities for ordinary Liberians to serve in his government. Also speaking, the national campaign manager of the CDC, Len Eugene Namwe, claimed that some opposition politicians are capitalizing on the suffering of the electorates to spill out lies against the government by using the electricity deal with Ivory Coast. He attributed the delay in the completion of the World Bank sponsored project for the supply of electricity from the St. Paul Bridge to Pearl River to slow procurement processes. Mr. Namwe disclosed that as a result of the delays, President Weah has already instructed authorities of the Liberia Electricity Corporation to immediately commence work leading to the supply of electricity in the area. He claimed that the government is not undertaking the project as a result of elections, but it is part of its responsibilities to Liberians. By next week, you will see the current project started. They threw it out at us. We will throw it back to them. On this issue of exporting electricity to Ivory Coast, Mr. Namwe indicated that uneducated members of the oppositions are the ones misinforming Liberians about the deal. They are saying the president sending current to Ivory Coast while there is no current here. You know, there are some people who went to school. They can read and write, but they can, all right, says they can read and write, but they are illiterate. I'm sorry, but they are literate, uneducated. If you are educated, you will try to explain to your people better. According to him, Liberia has been fully involved with the CLSG project because its hydro cannot adequately supply electricity to more customers and households during the dry season. These countries agreed and said, let us join all our electricity resources together, and Liberia was behind it because when we have dry season, the hydro cannot perform up to its maximum. And so, when we have dry season and Ivory Coast has more current, Ivory Coast can send some current to us. And when we get more current during the rainy season, we send them it going nothing. It got nothing to do with district number 17. And those were the statements made by His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah when he concluded his Montserrat tour in district number 17. And that is going to be our talking points this morning. Gus and I, together with the rest of the folks, But let me take one more story from here. Let me grab another story quickly. Okay, I'm trying to get to this story. Oh, Google, man. Just give me some time. I'm not ready to close. Let me close this. All right, let me get to another story here. This is another, good news for the government of Liberia. Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation gets new 1 million gallon water reservoir. The government of Liberia, through the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, has taken yet another giant step in addressing the excruciating problem faced by residents of several communities in Painesville City and parts adjacent by the construction of a 1 million gallon water reservoir in the GSA Rock Hill community. Speaking Thursday, August 17, during the inspection of the project, LWSC Managing Director G. Alfonso Gay commended President George Manuel Weah for keeping his reform mandate on course at the LWSC by supporting the management team to deliver to the people. Senator Gay particularly lauded the president for multitasking during these heated political campaign activities for the impending October 10 elections by remaining dedicated to his official duties and responsibilities as leader of the country. He urged the jubilant residents of the GSA Rock Hill community to take ownership of the newly constructed reservoir intended to provide safe drinking water to their community and other parts of Painesville, including Dupont Road and parts of the Rabas International Airport Highway. Gay called on the residents to take full ownership of the facility and protect its infrastructure, including their individual pipes, fitting and meters from unwholesome acts by unscrupulous individuals, because the newly constructed water system is mainly beneficial to the Rock Hill community, which makes it imperative for the community leadership to participate in providing security for the infrastructure. For sustainability service provision to your community, this infrastructure has to be well taken care of and protected, he emphasized. The LWSC boss called on the community leadership to assist the corporation in curbing, if not eliminating, water theft, which has the potential to store the supply of PrEP-borne water to their community. Water theft hinders the sustainability supply of PrEP-borne water, as it is very costly to treat and distribute the water you see flowing through our networks. In this regard, we will leave our hotline numbers with your community to report this ugly act. Gay told the GSA community leadership. He alerted the community residents to request the work order of individuals who will go into their community in the name of the corporation to execute various duties, including construction, repair, and connection. Gay disclosed that the LWSC is aware of unauthorized individuals attempting daily, with some succeeding in carrying out duties of the corporation for the sole purpose of pocketing monies that belong to the corporation. Speaking earlier, GSA Rock Hill Community Chairman Patrick Bayano requested the LWSC to reconstruct its distribution network in their community in order to increase access to water supply and distribution. He thanked the corporation for the construction of the reservoir, as well as community cooks to stand pumps, but disclosed that his community was in dire need of household connections, as the community kills or stand pumps could not service the entire population. The World Bank provided funding for the construction of the Painesville Service Reservoir, its associated feeder and main distribution pipelines, as well as additional works on the GSA Rock Hill Inline Booster Pump Station, an 8-inch distribution pipeline. It can be recalled that the Water and Sewer Corporation recently received is US $6 million World Bank funded major water express line to boost water supply and distribution in central Monrovia and parts adjacent as part of the government's partnership with international development institutions to enhance social service delivery to the people, particularly water. And so, folks, that's it. This is a news to be celebrated. Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation gets 1 million gallon water reservoir in the GSA area that will supply Painesville and other parts adjacent, like the Roberts International Highway. All right, so those are all good news for Liberia. And then lastly, this story. Nobel laureate urges voters to stop rewarding warlords with votes at one of the two events marking Liberia's 20th anniversary of peace. Liberia Nobel Peace Prize laureate Lyman Bowie urged Liberian voters not to elect alleged warlords in October's election at one of the two events held Friday to commemorate 20 years since the signing of the Accra Peace Agreement that brought an end to 14 years of conflict in 2003. Bowie spoke at an event hosted by Liberian Advocates for War Crimes Court, along with international organization Human Rights Watch and U.S.-based Center for Justice and Accountability, CJA. Also among the attendees were victims of Liberia's wars and members of the diplomatic community, including Urban Jostrom, Sweden's ambassador to Liberia, and Juan Martinez, political officer at the U.S. Embassy in Liberia. Organizers said President George Weah did not respond to their invitation to attend the event, which pointedly called Liberia's last 20 years stability rather than peace, and condemned politicians like President Weah who have refused to back a war crimes court. Instead, President Weah attended another event held in Monrovia by a group called Crusaders for Peace, which was also attended by diplomatic representative and victims. Bowie, who led women's group who pressure warring parties in Liberia's wars to end the carnage that claimed estimated 250,000 lives, said Liberia had a bleak future with ongoing impunity. That impunity has extended to scores of government officials in the administration of Weah and his predecessor, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who have been fired for alleged corruption but never prosecuted. Bowie challenged voters to elect candidates who will implement the 2009 Truth and Reconciliation Commission. All right, so folks, those are all the stories we got to share with you this morning. The first story brought to you has to do with the exportation of electricity to neighboring Ivory Coast. And the second story was the 1 million gallon reservoir being constructed in the GSA area. And lastly, the story concerning the peace gathering held during the course of last week. All right, so folks, those are all the stories we got to share with you. And we will take our break. When we come back, we go to our USA partner. This gone Saturday, President George Weah concluded his Montserrat tour, ending in district number 17. All right, the 17 political districts of Montserrat County. So let's take our break and then we'll be right back. Are you in search of a place you can get quality petroleum products? Well, I got news for you. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated is the company to meet all your petroleum needs. We are one of Liberia's leading importers and distributor of petroleum products on the Liberian market. We are fully capacitated to deliver your petroleum and diesel products anywhere in Liberia. Mayoba and Sons Incorporated, we do rental of dump trucks, tanker trucks, heavy equipment, D8, front loader, excavator. Our clearing and forwarding agency is fast, reliable, and can deliver your goods on time. Mayoba and Sons have improved the quality of reconstituted distributions and importation by financial institutions empowerment. Our head offices are located at the Garnersville Town Hall Junction on Barnesville Road and Freeport Sigma Compound on the Bushra Island. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0886 512 379, 0777 512 379, or 0777 255 030, or email us Mayoba, MAYOUBAHS @yahoo.com, or visit our website www.mayobaliberia.com. Our mission is to keep petroleum on the Liberian market stable, effective, and efficient. Our vision is that our presence be felt in the 15 counties with outstanding commitment. Mayoba and Sons, Liberia's pride.
About musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Well, it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of the poet. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own Omen Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all.
Rabbi, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide it.
Folks, thanks for rejoining us on the program from the pre-news. And let me send controls to Gus. Gus, let's hear from you. Gus, you have to unmute your mic.
Sorry, my reception may be a little bad because I'm stepping out. Yes, good morning, Liberia. Actually, besides the CLSG, I want to also commend the government on the the power stuff, not the power, but the water situation in GSA Road. I think it's a really good project because that community had water issue over the years. I mean, especially during the dry season, my family happened to live down there, and that's always one of the issues. But I want to talk about the power issue a little bit, and it's rather frustrating half the time when sorry, did my reception go out? And
Yes,
not make
yes.
sense of issues. You listen to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Gus.
Is it?
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, my reception. I was backing out of my driveway. But if you look at a CLSG, if you look at the premise of it, first of all, it's power sharing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It is a power sharing agreement. So
Yeah,
let me make
it
it
is.
simple for our Oman and for our people then. Okay. The thing here they call current power is shared. They can share. You can get certain amount, almost like when you cook rice. You get one bowl. There's that bowl you can split it among all your children. It's the same thing. Okay. In Liberia, everybody do not have access to power because for you to have access to power, you gotta have what? Meter? You gotta have power line, you gotta have all those things, right, Wendell?
Exactly.
Okay. So if everybody do not have access to that, but your country produce enough, especially during the rainy season, if you don't use the power, what happened to the power? It just sit there. So you put all the food in your picking them bowl, your children them bowl. They not eat all of the food. They didn't come home and eat. You cook another food. Where you gonna put the other food? And you have to empty the other bowl for you to put food in that bowl. Right, Wendell?
Exactly. You are on point.
Okay. I'm making it very simple.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we have to do. The government has to get rid of that power. And it just so happened, actually, don't you think your neighbor now will be happy to share you more power when they have abundance of it? So when they get plenty during a dry season, we don't have plenty. They send us some of their extra one. So they begin and I ain't eat their food. They say, okay, we're not putting no more food in here. We're just sending other food to somebody else. That's what the government is doing. It's actually a responsible process. Now, the other argument could be, how can we have more households on the grid? That should be a debate that this government and any responsible government will be willing to engage in. But for our people, the only thing they know how to do is not think, work on our emotion. Oh, the man ain't got power. Who can tell me in Liberia today, for 12 years, there was no power on other people? We went from small light to big light and this and that. Today, you live in Monrovia. The people that are on the grid do not complain about power. I remember when they used to complain about power all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the complaints have stopped because we have access to power. Now, the people that don't have power, that is the next thing. This is what the president wants to be re-elected. The fact that he now knows that he can distribute or he can send surplus of power that are sitting in the grid to his partners so that they can continue this relationship should be a good thing for us. Should be something that we should all share and celebrate, that we are being a responsible country today, living up to our own obligation, but the obligation of the community, which is what the CLSG is intended for. Africa was just sitting there on their power. It wasn't going nowhere. All these other countries were sitting on their power. It wasn't going nowhere. And by the way, if you go to their house, to these countries, there are places that don't have power either in those places, but they're sending power to you in Monrovia. And I don't get it how the people in Monrovia especially are so easily fooled by listening to all of these political, emotional responses to statements made. you know. So again, that is my explanation for this whole power thing. Hopefully people can understand that there is abundance of power. Yes, everybody don't have power in Morovia, but that's because the process of getting power in Morovia requires you to be on a grid. If you're on a grid and not getting power and they're sending it somewhere else, you can complain. But you're not on a grid. Until you can get on a grid, this is what happens. Now, this government is saying one of their goals is they will continue to electrify Liberia, which they have started. This is the first president that started taking electric poles in different counties. I heard your streets today are lit up with light poles. So again, that's what I want to explain to the Liberian people, especially our old man. Them, you'll understand that what it's saying, they're just saying that plenty power sitting down there. They can't share with our people because our people don't have everything yet for them to get power. But this is what we're doing. So we have to do this. This is part of the agreement. This is how you work with other people, neighbors, to be able to help one another. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And let me just add up to where you start. This morning I was listening to one talk show, and I heard the presenter saying that, you know, the entire district number 17 was abandoned. So I just want, I don't know, but when he said that, I said, this guy, he's not following, because if he was following, he wouldn't say that district number 17 is abandoned. You cannot say district number 17 is abandoned when portion of district number 17 is electrified. So how can you say district number 17 has been abandoned by this government? The thing, like God said, is a gradual process. Rome was not built in one day. Today, the people of Banjo, they are celebrating this government because of the paved road they have, because of the electricity that we all enjoy. And the thing was going to go to other parts of district number 17. We remember, if you can recall, there were folks from district number 17 that went on to protest, you know, for the same electricity business. And the government said, at the appropriate time, you people will benefit from this power grid. All right. So the president went to the district on Saturday, and he made a promise that beginning today, August 21, it is say at the end of the campaign or after campaign or my second term, the president said, beginning today, he instructed the Liberia Electricity Corporation to make sure that those houses that are not on the grid, they should make sure that, you know, the area or parts of district number 17 is electrified. So you see, the thing is a gradual process. We know a lot of you have appliances over there, and that's one of the areas the LEC will raise a lot of revenue from, because district number 17 is huge. It's very huge.
But that's the process. First of all, even to electrify all these places, it takes resources, right? You have to get electric poles and all of those in those places. But that's also part of growth. And people keep forgetting, this whole Morovia here was meant for 300,000 people. Look at the amount of people that live in that country. In
Morovia.
Yeah. Okay. So you look at Morovia or Macerado as a whole, the county Macerado, Morovia, the city, and then now in its environs, you know, the Painsville, all these places that you're naming. I mean, they have to put poles in those places. And this is what I tell Liberians today, especially young Liberians. You are damn lucky. If it was not because of technology, you know what we'll be complaining about? Communication. There's no way our government will have the money to put in the infrastructure to put landlines in everywhere today. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when you had to call telephone number, it had to be wired all the way from one place to the other. Imagine that. But today with technology, we use cell phones. It's the same thing with power. Pretty soon, the rest of the world is now dealing with a lot of solar energy. Those are things that will happen. Those are things, power is going to be readily available everywhere. So what we're saying is, when you have an agreement, though, you have to abide by the agreement, but you also have to participate fully. And this is what the government is doing. If the government was shortchanging Liberians and say, you know what, we're going to call your power off so we can take it and go sell it to someone, that's a different story. But that's not the case. The case is the people that have access to power are getting power. Now, the excess and the abundance of it is being resold so they can play their part, just like Agricole have been playing their part in this agreement to sell you power during dry season. Okay? When rainy season comes, we get more power because we probably got a bigger dam than they do. And then we'll supply them and help them. And then dry season comes, they help us. And that's just it.
Exactly.
That is as simple as it is. Anybody that cannot understand that, they really just sat in the classroom and went and did all follow what it needed. What it beginning.
That's how yeah, the soup, the soup is I don't know.
They just, every day they had to bull band, they were just running around yelling.
That's how they were described by the commissioner of the Liberia Maritime Authority. They are literate, uneducated. Because this thing is very simple. During the dry season, Liberia will always have problems, with this electricity thing. The dry season is our part of problem time for current business. So the people decided to say, look, since Agricole's during the dry season, they can get more current. And we, dry season on their part, they don't have current rainy season. What we'll do is supply them. So when the time comes, our dry season comes, they will be in a position to supply us. So that's how it worked. For
the educated people, what they can call that symbiotic relationship.
So I don't know why people are just look. Today, those of you in district number 17 like me, we used to come on this radio and cry every day about current business. Do you know how much some of us pay to commercial, commercial current? How much we paid before today we can boast of LEC? So I know you're going through the same thing, but it's a gradual process. It's a gradual process. LEC now will start their work today in that district number 17. That starts from the St. Paul Bridge and ends at Pearl River. So all the areas, because every time you see people, we want to buy our stuff, we got this, but we enjoying the commercial currency. It doesn't even work the way we want it to work because we have appliances. So if you're taking like 3-4 arms, do you know how much you're going to pay every month? Some people pay $200 to $300 every month for commercial current. We know it's screeners, but the government is saying, we agree that you're going through this, but we'll be able to remedy, the situation. So what we're going to do, we'll instruct the LEC beginning today. The president didn't say next week, or he said August 21. Today is August 21. So those of you who are in authorities in those various communities, it's left for you to liaise with the LEC to make sure that those areas that poles have already been planted, to have those areas connected. It's a gradual process. Everybody will get current. So let's take our time.
The other thing is, not to cut you off again, supply and demand is the key for even the price to come down.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're helping your other neighbors, let's say it's not just Agricole. Sarah Leone say, we're close to Liberia helping Agricole. Maybe we can do the same thing. Yeah. So we all start sharing power. Just imagine how much more cheaper it would be. So Masisi, everybody can have power, and that's how it gets cheaper. Just right now, isn't it cheaper than when they have small current?
Before
people 12 years.
But do you know how many persons now have access to electricity as compared to the 12 years?
I talk to my
More people. More people.
And that's
More
because of the
people.
cost and the availability. You know, when it's
Before
cheaper,
before you had less than 100,000 persons. Now you have more than 200 to 300,000 persons,
exactly.
in other areas connected. So
Man,
it
I
tells you
remember
that
when your
that's a step
DSTV
forward.
first came. Yeah, DSTV
Mm,
used to be expensive, but
yeah.
today it's not expensive. It's
Oh
still
yeah.
expensive for some people, but it's not as expensive as it used to be. It's the same thing with power. My people, you don't listen to those people. The thing they never had, the thing they never had that you have today, they're gonna just keep criticizing on it.
They're
But the
jealous of
truth
you.
is, that's it. The truth is, tell them we'll get him at 6 years, let you finish your own time, then we'll reconsider you guys. But we're not giving you guys a third term. They're finished. They've been there twice. Unity Party been there twice since post-war Liberia. Anybody that believes Unity Party can do better in their third term, you have something. You must be smoking Kusho.
Oh my gosh. And that's the coach thing we praying to,
Or some dude.
to get.
No, I mean,
So
it's
so
crazy.
for
Like, these people,
yeah,
any
it's
Liberian
crazy
that is thinking
people
about
think the way to think about you had
these
12
people want
years.
2 terms. Yes. They had 12 years. By the way, they were supposed to fix this country. What President Weah is doing right now. Ellen
Yeah.
Johnson said, blow the damn thing up. We're going to rebuild it.
Yeah.
Came in. They gave them every money to rebuild that country. The people had the money to rebuild that country, like Iraq and all those places that they blew up. What did they do? They say they're renovating. They did not renovate nothing good. Your president not renovating, he rebuilding. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You look at JFK when President Weah came in. Go and find that video. They had just done a renovation of JFK. When President Weah did a walk through JFK, you would have cried.
During the administration, JFK was referred to as just for killing.
They were supposed to rebuild all those buildings. If the President Weah was in office then, break the whole JFK down and rebuild it, because the international community would have supported that, because they came to Liberia to rebuild Liberia. They did not come to Liberia to payroll Liberians. What they did was this. They came back to pay themselves for the years that they were away from Liberia. That is the truth Liberians need to know. Ellen Johnson pay structure was based on paying people. Okay? It was reparation. That's the big word that people can use.
And more besides,
reparation.
Yeah, and God's more besides, today you see a lot of people complaining and XYZ. Nobody went and knocked Omen Bwaka down to put finger in your throat and say, tell us about all of the opportunities you had, what you did with it. Nobody's, knocking down. He himself came up publicly and said that there were lots of opportunities. He didn't say opportunity came and it was squandered. He said there were a lot of opportunities that came but was squandered by them. So he didn't exclude himself. All right. They had 12 years with all of we had everybody in the country. Well, I mean, everybody, the international community was present. We had all of them here. Millions of dollars were being pumped into Liberia at the time, the 12 years of Ellen Sirleaf. Millions of dollars. Millions.
No, the calculations said billions.
Yeah.
All through the 12 years. They spent
All
billions
through the
of dollars
12 years.
into
Billions. Yeah.
Yes.
So
But
today,
instead, what we did,
we all that billions that came to them, their 12 years, the National Port Authority was still struggling to have a head office. Today, they have a modern state-of-the-art building. The LPRC was struggling to have a head office. Today, you go to LPRC, when you elevator, I was in the building. I went there a couple of times. I used the elevator. I was like, you mean this is LPRC? Look at NAFA building today. Look at all the structures that have been built by this regime. So, President, we always say with the limited resources, just our own low, taxes we pay. See some of the things we have in our country today. They who had 12 years with all the billions that were coming in. You heard from Mo Ali. Mo Ali said,
rebuild the country.
Mac-
They didn't rebuild it.
yeah,
They didn't continue.
McLean's,
The
the
McLeans.
McLeans were going home with $30,000 every month. The McLeans. Today, they are putting us out of their, building when they were walking away with $30,000.
Tell me if that is not reparation. Look at what her name, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, when the executive mansion burned down, they rebuilt her sister house to executive mansion status in Jenny House across from Fish Market, across from what they call it park now, Invisible Park now.
Invincible Park, yeah.
The people that can tell you, oh, they may build all the houses. What we did for them. Huh? They could not fix your mansion because it was conducive for them to take government resources and put it in their own coffers. Did anybody ever question the amount of money spent at Aunt Jenny House to renovate that place? Is there any accountability for that?
But Aunt Jenny House
Let's
was
be
the
honest,
executive. Aunt Jenny House was the executive mansion. That's where all the major decisions for Liberia was made.
They
Yeah.
separated themselves. They gave money to themselves is what they did. The money that should have been given, the money that was given to renovate or rebuild Liberia, was basically used to pay one another. Name every single person, ministers and stuff that was in that government. You will see they're all repatriated back to the United States and other parts of the world that they came from. Think
So
about
true,
that,
folks.
Liberians. Those are the people we're going to turn to. They already had 12 years in the first, 20 years since after our war. We cannot give them another. We cannot give them another. No way.
No way.
I mean,
No way.
18 years. No way. Let another
way.
government have the same chance. Another party will have the same chance when CDC is done. And we'll keep going on.
Yeah.
Somebody will fix this country. We'll fix it by force or somehow. All with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so the people of District number 17, you should be celebrating this news because we saw the jubilant crowd on Saturday, when the president broke the news about, Broadville or District number 17 will be electrified beginning today. So the process has started. So that's it. That's good news. And those of you that live in the GSA belt, you need to see that reservoir as your own. Because the thing about us in this country is that once we say that government thing, we just don't treat it the way we should treat it because that government property, that taxpayer money, so we can damage it, government will fix it. No, we can't do that. If those people have listened to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at the time to say, break down the executive mansion, we rebuild it, and now we wouldn't have a mansion. All right? We'll still be struggling to build a mansion.
Fire again.
Because if you know, yeah. So the late fire that went there said they didn't fix it, but every year in the budget, money was being pumped into the budget for the renovation of the executive mansion. President Weah came and said, "No, I'm not going to be working from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I will be here for few time, but my residence, my office is at the executive mansion. So we'll make sure that the executive mansion is given attention. Today, the president works from the executive mansion. So it tells you that this president is transformative. All right. Transformation, that area. Transformation is this president area. So don't listen to them. They had their 12 years. Let's do all we can to give President Weah his part of 12 years. So he can finish the unfinished. Those of you who have ears to hear, please open up your ears and listen to what we are saying. Let's give President Weah another 6 years so he can finish the unfinished. You see him for yourself. When you're passing, you see the MPA head office. You say, oh, yeah, look at MPA. In the night, passing there, you see the lights, everything. how that place is beautiful. The Liberia Maritime Authority, you see the office they have today. These are all transformation, folks. So let's do all we can. We're not listening to them. The people had their part of 12 years. 12 years when you had the presence of the United Nations. You had them here when billions of dollars were being pumped into the country. State was struggling for electricity, was struggling for pipe-bound water, was struggling for roads connectivity. So with the 6 years this president had, I think it's first or 2 years, the entire world got hit with COVID. But the president said he didn't allow the COVID thing to beat him. He decided to work in his own weak ways to make sure that some of the infrastructure we see today, so we can have them in our country. So he deserves another 6 years. 12 years, you're on your own. You're so desperate to come out to do what you know. The desperation is killing these people that when we ever try to make that mistake, some of you, some of us will be crying. So let's give this president his balance 6 years to complete 1 to 12. So the only way you would do that, when you reach to the street, 18th Street, just make a stop. Don't pass 18th Street. Just jump from one all the way when you reach to 18, just stop right there. Most of you are first-time voters.
No, my man, just flip the page. Just keep flipping the page and you get to 18. Don't even look at anything. It's irrelevant.
So don't look at anything, because from 1 to 17, you get nothing to do there. You be passing. By the time you pass by 17, when you reach 18, you check your brake. You say, this is where I want to be. So let's go to the phone lines. Gus and I will entertain your calls. Call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Call and make your contribution here on the program. From the print news, today is Monday, the 21st of August, 2023. Let me use this time to extend my deepest condolences to the Doyen family for the loss of your husband, your father, your grandfather, Solomon Witness Doyen, former legal manager of LPRC and a member of the Trinity United Methodist Church. He passed away a day or two ago. So to the bereaved family, especially his wife and kids, I want to say sorry to you for the loss of your husband. So let's take our first call. Gus, help, you have to change. Call me on the other number. This phone doesn't go through the board, so please, I can take your call on this number. So let me take my first call and let's hear who is this person. Your name and where you calling from? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm from sir, now we're calling from. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Gus. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Mr. Nimre, Wendell Nimre, thank you for your Sunday show this morning. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
But you see what I will tell you? We should not worry about the opposition. You don't start to be promoting the opposition all the time. See, elaborating on what job you have done and what you continue to do and what you will do.
No, we can't start talking about the opposition because the opposition are out there giving wrong information. So we'll talk about the president's good work, but we'll also expose them.
Excuse me for the expression. We are not stupid in the country again. What if we part of lies? Huh? We are not stupid in the country again.
Okay.
We are not stupid. We are not crazy. Gone are those days.
I know, right?
For some reason, I can't hear you.
The things are written on the wall.
Gus, you say you're not hearing me?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gus. You have to check your system. Let's talk to Gus Help. Gus, good afternoon and welcome.
What's going on there in the States? And good afternoon to all people Liberians who are in tune this afternoon. Wendell, you know, it's important that we discuss the level of progress the government has made related to the issue of power to communities around the country, most especially on Cerrado County, which is the focus of all political and social tension. Having said that, people need to be mindful that we had a government that served 12 years. This government has served 5.5 years. There is no way you can evaluate two students who went to school. One person went to school a full year, and the other person went to school
half year, half of the 12 years.
You
Yeah.
want to create the person who went to school full year over the person who has, or how you got it, or go just half year, despite the person's progress he has made. And so I know that, and you and I know that within the 5.5 year period, President Weah and his government has done tremendously well to ensure that what it promised the citizens, most of them were delivered. And if given another 6-year term, most of those promises, even if not all, will be delivered. That is what we should be sticking to.
Okay.
Making references to the opposition, there is no way we can discuss politics in these crucial times without making any mention of the opposition.
Opposition is not possible.
And reasons are clear.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is opposing your
good work. Yeah.
Your maintenance of power. They are lying about your progress, the progress you have made, and then somebody want to have you silence on or not see anything about them.
It's not possible.
It will be disingenuous.
Exactly.
I see it important that the opposition, was especially the leading opposition in the party, who had 12 years under the belt, but they didn't do well.
Thank you.
So be checkmated.
Thank you, Gus.
Be reminded of where they falter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gus. Help. Let's talk to you, this person. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm fine. You're live on the radio.
Yes. Thank you very much. And let me say thanks for your conversation.
You didn't call your name, though. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. This is Peter Lane. I'm calling from Congo Town.
Peter Lane?
Yeah, Peter Lane Peter.
All right, Peter Lane, it's good having you as our first female caller. Let's hear your contribution in 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you so much. And let me say thanks to God as well for the analysis. You know, actually, our opposition that we have in Nigeria, most especially the Unity Party, they don't have a campaign message. The only thing they have to say to the people is that all these people are stealing. People who are in government, they are stealing because they have the mindset that because they stole before, so those are there are also stealing. And one thing I want for our common people to understand, if Liberia is giving electricity to Africans, that doesn't mean that those that are here will not get light. The fact that you don't have all the other requirements, like the meter and like light pole and things, this is why you are not getting the light.
Peter Lane, the first step is the light pole. The second step is the connection of the wire. The next thing, your meter, then you get current.
Definitely. So people are not getting current yet because in all the places, because those things are not yet there. This is why the president is making the effort for it to be done. And giving light to Africa, that doesn't mean that it will stop those that don't have light in Nigeria to receive light.
Okay.
So the opposition will only make it look ugly because they feel like this is the only way they can gain a public sentiment. And I mean, this cannot help them to come to power. We know and we understand, we see what the president is doing for this country. And people say they have all the numerous of years to do what they're supposed to do, but they didn't do anything. They squander the opportunity. They make our brothers and sisters to be in the street today. They refer to them as locals, and then they shift the blame on the president. But we are grateful that at least we have a leader who cares for the people and who is concerned about the citizens.
Thank you.
We're hoping to re-elect the president to complete the job.
Thank you very much, Peter Lynn Peters. Let's take this caller. Masisi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon. Speaking with them. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your we already know your name, so you won't call it for the other people who tuning in for the first time. Yeah, call your name.
Okay, this is Masisi, the female general on the land, people defender Chair Lily. I'm calling from the
You female general. Somebody was telling me the other day, they say balloon boss beside Masisi, she was running. She laughed.
They want to put a fucking rum or bellow. You can be free of 2 by 2. I will stand for you, my man.
Go ahead, Masisi. Let's hear you.
Okay, let me say this to the Liberian people. Waka and people that left power in this country. Let not be real with them. No more, my brother said, we're not stupid no more with them. Therefore, use us and dump us in this country. And they left us on the waste side. We're not stupid no more. They want to run away. Oh, not get current and they give me the poor current. You are there 12 years. You never even brought level to our country. The money is what I use to face our hardship. They face one side. Now we have been coming in this country. You get this thing about 5 districts that were having level in their broad district.
I'm telling you.
Coming in this country.
Yeah.
Never. It never happened. We don't look at Guinea. They told us 3 million to pay to face their actual. But they gave that money, you ate it, you your 1 follow me. You ate that money. They only take one time, they for time for your very error. You are my Ellie. Like people to come in here. How many people have been like in this country with them? You can't live fast district or fast country or getting current from my anytime here or I know Waka. The only one which I can want eat wrong. So you can be too angry. Telling the people that we have poor people on the payroll.
So you not start eating human being now, Masisi?
But I want to hear you apart, not eating rubber. I want to hear you apart. Because he laughed when we let our young people get too angry with him. You sell I have 12 years, nothing for the brain for you coming by with all that. But we have poor for the payroll. We have 100% on the payroll. But now you put 500% in there. So when I come, I will put everybody that you want to vote for you. Then you put down.
I know.
So on the payroll, it makes sense with them. I think they hear enough from Waka. So
okay.
So much things. They want to know what they're voting for. Because Waka come with evil mind for Liberian people. He's not there for the Liberian people. He's not there for his 7 years children. And the people that follow him, what's what I say, more and that follow him. The next coming to take the power one of the left. Because they be able to do what they are in this country. So they take that money. Our children working to they pay that they what they say. So they get angry with that at the city.
Okay.
You are sitting here there for us in the country, Waka, where your children. So they go find the city will get African coming, go want money to come to the country and will get up for level to get coming in this country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you, Masisi. Thank you very much. She's the female general. And when you pass by, those of you who used to follow the national team, Lone Star, all right? When George Gibro was playing for the national team, George Gibro used to wear number 17 shirt. All right. So when you pass number 17, the next number, that 18, that player must stop it. So you don't forget about number 18. All right. Let me talk to this person. You. Hello.
Hello, William.
Yeah, Orita Doe, the president's friend. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. The president taxi. The UNICEF of taxi, the president high in Chicken to Fati.
I know, eh?
Yeah. You see, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell our brothers in the diaspora, I want to tell them thank you. You see, the United Party people, they just feel like brain people. They are stupid people in their eyes. They just see the country that they are from. That when they move from there, when they go there. Even when like them, but one person that we are. Then that the Waka they will bring by a key. Waka that so all that is the land of opportunity. All they were in the country they squander it. The Waka that before he said that he goes so before he said that they gotta reach the car that you are in, they will reach inside the chair and gather and say that right there. That the Waka they will bring by a key. So the people they put in themselves. They are putting themselves like these people are no longer stupid. You know why here the people are the society say, President, we are all the government and banner them, they are one laugh at them. Let them compare President, we are a United Party, people that President, we are who banner their friends. That they are one, that the United Party people are banner them. Because 12 years they had the opportunity to give the people election city. They refuse to get the election city. Today, President, we are telling why. He said, I will make sure when you vote for me, you don't vote for me, I will give you election city. I will give you what belongs to you because I'm working for you. That is why you make the musician
Okay.
Coaching. Today they are 40 coaching working. So we're still there. One round territory where people personal we have for a development that he do for Liberia people. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita Doe, the president's bestie, as she claimed. Let's take another person. I don't know who is this person. Somebody just texted me on one. What's this number? Let me see. This number is ending. Your number is not saved, or this number is not in my phone. So we advise that you please, message me your name. This number ends with this number ends with 74. All right, the last four numbers. Okay, Ben Dwell. All right, that's Ben. All right, Ben. Thank you for following. All right, so we got a few times to take calls. Let's go to this caller. Hello.
How are you, Window? How are you doing, guys?
We good, thanks. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Edmond Carr. We do have a say for the re-election president. We are calling from Truboro.
Let's hear you, Mr. Carr.
You know, with the sometimes you say those who will be speaking in the electoral process, they should come with equity.
Mm-hmm.
Because unity party is not supposed to have any moral. Any other person will talk about electricity, it's not supposed to be unity party. Because during their 5 years, they promised us that small like today, big like tomorrow. Throughout the 12 years, we did not see anything like that. Then are they the ones supposed to come up today and be talking about current? When you see this president that they didn't talk about small like today, big like tomorrow, he has made tremendous effort in terms of electricity. These days, we have to cut all our breakup because the current is stable. Now, look at the nomenclature. CLSG, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea.
No, just do it a day. Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. CLSG.
Right.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so now you see so many. When I order current, I supply Ivory Coast. When I'm facing difficulty, Ivory Coast tells them to me. When Guinea faces difficulty, the same thing go along.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I know is that, this president, presidency has brought so many good things to Liberia. Because we are informed. You know that this is election in Nigeria, that the electorate are on top of their game. I was speaking to people referred to as the least. Questions I cannot see. But nobody can go there with me. I can take on platform with the more I need to debate.
And another good thing about where you live, you're about to benefit from pipe-borne water. 1 million gallon. And Duboro is part of that. The project.
Okay. So what can you say? Another thing that man said, the former vice president, he said he want to rescue us because the health sector is not okay. Can you imagine? During that 12 years, they were only operating 150 beds at JSK. Ask anybody. But immediately when the president took over, all of the beds at JSK, 500 plus, got reactivated. In fact, our admitter at our hospital, our entire floor, all the floor at JSK is now operational and functional.
Thank you.
So you are there for 12 years out of the abandon, you wouldn't have 150 beds operating.
Thank
you.
So
what we are saying, go to 18th Street, go President we are, so that we can be able to continue on the good note you have started for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Let's take you, this person. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
You call on the radio, you got to give us your attention now. If you want to talk to the other people on that side, you talk to them. You want to talk to all, you talk.
Hello?
Hello?
Annie Moses calling from 20th Street.
Annie Moses, let's hear your contribution.
They think what I got to tell the opposition, it is that nothing to tell President, we are at a rest. Because 2 years the main power, nothing standing there. The Balkan are doing everything for the Liberian people. Then they're forcing themselves to come back. They can't be. They will not get in power until they war in. Because they don't do nothing for the Liberian people. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this person, then we'll go to our comment section. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. This is Augustine T. Williams, father of the missionaries on the Maryland County People Defender, and I join you from the big factory.
Go ahead, Augustine. Let's hear you.
Yeah, it's a blessing to be on this platform today.
Good.
My brother, you said, the young people we are living, were yesterday ago, and we saw how the blood of Waka and Manaseri, how they led the country, and we are seeing the transformation that we are making just in 3 years. And why I said 3 years is because when you subscribe, when you say you subscribe, the 2 years of global crisis that we're facing in terms of the coronavirus, you understand that the president get work in 3 years' time. All you're doing is to make sure that Labrador love it, because at the end of the day, we need people to exist to govern them. So you are like, once the president, or you see, even when we're still in that crisis, you see the president himself going to the school, making sure that everything humanly possible for Labrador to come back. When gas went low in the global crisis, you see the president, he just said that you take over power, you fight, the president of OEC. This is kind of political president. We don't need to talk about obesity. We talk about moment. We are metamorphosis on those days now. Where we are now is progress. And this progress will continue to be on the mental basis. What we have seen abroad now is for it to continue, not for the rest of that. So all these people are in the dream war, and this is what I told people that the weakness of president is not about president himself. Now I see, people do, but it's about us. This is why we are on the field of people now are getting very we are not looking you guys saying I am not seeing it, but in our own weak way, we are going to put steady them. We have our own limited resources. We're going to put steady them in the act of job. We still want to put, but we know that it's not only about ourselves, but it's about the country. And President is not looking at individuals, he's looking at the country. And this is what when you see the president, where you know that the president is angry with the country, or 100 on the same year, and see how looking like.
Okay.
So you see the work of the president, somebody who is angry.
Okay.
So that's why he's doing extremely well. Thank you. May God bless for Maryland County. God bless you, William again.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Let's go and take some comments from our Facebook Live and YouTube. All right, so let's start from this one. We'll start from the top to the bottom. All right, we have here Prince D. Krate. It says, thank you, brother, for the good job. Willem Huff, good morning. This is Willem Huff watching you from Minnesota. Rose Warsaw is watching. It says, good morning, guys. Moses Dennis says, good morning, guys. Alpha Kamara is watching. All right. Jude Wanwa says, happy new week, everyone. Jude is from Johnsonville. Vamuya M. Fofana, my own man. Good morning to you, Vamuya. And Yankee Johnson says, good morning, Freedom. Good morning, big brother. Yankee Johnson says, GMW 18. All right. Christopher Bernard says, I'm watching you from Dwazon, Lower Magibi County. Joseph Lamin says, I am watching you from Liberia. Progress Orita Johnson says, Wendell, Unity Party people say Lofa County has not put our president before, so that is why they want JMB to set that record despite every negative things JMB said and date. All right, Joseph Lamy says, for me, for CDC. All right, Samuel M. Allison says, nobody stupid yell. We are is our president, we know. And Willem Hovis again says, I love 18th Street so much. Yankee Johnson, GMW 18. Yvonne Davis says, good morning to you, Wendell. And Esther, welcome back from the weekend. Thank you. Thanks, it says, and thank you to the people of Mama Liberia. Keep up the good work. I'm watching you from Canada. Good morning to you, Ivan. And Hezekiah Dodo says, watching you from the most constituent district in Montserrat County, apart from district number 4. 18th Street is where we going to park our bus comes October 10. Abu Bakr Sadiq Sharif says, I'm following you from Claratown. Roland Gape says, I'm watching you from Grand Cape Mount County, precisely Wiju Mai. And Kumatamba is watching. Joseph Lamy is watching from Bensonville City. Eric Flomo says, how many hydro you built? I don't know who this question for. Younger Moses says, yeah, one useless voice, 18 watting. Well, I just can't understand. Joseph Lamy again says, my brother, leave that old car, let him park. And so far, so good. Those are all the comments. Prince Grube, 18 years for sure from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Be Thankful Addison says, good morning, guys. Joining you from Columbus, Ohio, USA. 18 Knox sign. Lopu Morris says, I'm going on 18th Street. And Susie Lamadine says, good morning from Sydney, Australia. Grant Gaga Gamoso says, hey, sir, this Peter Grant watching from Fargo, North Dakota, USA. We are going to be with GMW till the end. All right, folks, so far, so good. Willie Collins says, thank you for the good job. I am from the USA. Willie Collins says, we are VP 223. Let me get this right. All right, let me get this. I just can't. All right, Willie Collins says, we are VP 223 18th Street. And again, we have there's one. Thomas Brzezinski says, good morning, Freedom. You know, at times it surprises me hearing Unity Party saying no more coach. My question is, during who time drug was found in the presidential convoy? All right. This one says again, Zubai Randall Rabbit, CDC all the way. Jacqueline Washington, good morning, Win. Ramsey Gwen. Hey guys, this is Ramsey Gwen from Mount Barclay. I'm so impressed of your deliberation. All right, so far so good. That's all the time we got to be on this edition of the program from the print news. Let me send controls back to Gus. Gus, you there? Gus, are you there? Okay, it's like Gus is having some issues. Gus, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just want to say thanks again for the show. Thanks for the people listening. We'll keep propagating the message we'll get across. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Gus Coleman. Thanks to all of you for your contribution. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. And to all of you that took up your time to call and encourage people to stop at 18th Street. 18th Street is the best place to be. All right. So let's all of us drive and just stop right to 18th Street and get down. All right. When you reach to 18th Street, just put out Knox on there. You're done. All right, so folks, that's it. We'll be here tomorrow, God's willing. Thanks to the president for the promise to the people of District number 17 that beginning today, LEC will start their work in District number 17. That starts from the St. Paul Bridge to the Pearl River. Until we are back here tomorrow, do have a pleasant Monday and a great week ahead.